right. Yellow. It is Tuga Tuesdays night. Special edition of the show. Massive weekend in the Premier Liga. Round 31 is on the books. Lots of drama, baby. Lots of drama this weekend. Oh my God, it was just sensational. My kind of weekend. The only downside is that I didn't get to go to the freaking Sporting Club game, but that's a conversation between me and the producers set up. We have that conversation already. That's not going to happen again from the rebounds.
You lucked out because the audio was not synced up to the video. He was ahead of the video all game. So I kid you not. He was like, "Welcome to the Dragão Stadium," and still a Viagra commercial on TV.
Yeah. No way! No!
Yeah. So I ended up watching in Spanish because it was cute. It was synced up. I ended up watching in Spanish. It was synced up.
Okay, yeah, that's a throw it off, yeah.
That's so cool. Welcome, guys. Welcome, Mikey. Welcome, Roy. Mr. The happiest man in the world again for another week.
Yeah.
For another week. You almost passed out. You almost passed out. But then the night came through. But all right, guys. All right, Roy. I'm gonna start with Roy. Okay, Roy. Welcome to the show. Welcome back. I know you've been having some issues, right? I know you still having some issues.
Yeah, I haven't cleared up yet.
Give me a 30-second pause.
Happy to be back, sort of. I wish it was better under better circumstances, but it's great to get, chopping it up with you guys again. I miss talking to you guys. I know it seems like I'm being a sore loser because we're having a bad season. You don't see me or Jason as much, but I promise to God, it's not that. Yeah, crazy game. But yeah, crazy game. I was really impressed with the way we played in the first half. It should have been 3-0. We had a great opportunity before halftime, and of course, we just don't get. Even when we're supposed to, even when we're playing great and we had that opportunity, we still, don't find the back of the net, and it ended up costing us. When you look at the result of the game, had we gone up 3-0 going into halftime, it's. I know Gyökeres wasn't on the bench, wasn't on the field, and he came off the bench, and there was a huge difference when Ruben Amorim made those substitutions in the second half. But going up 3-0 would have been great, and I don't see Sporting winning that game if it was 3-0. 2-0, it's a very unsafe lead in football, and it's just as bad as any other moment in the game. If you're not putting your chances away, even when you're up 2-0, it's not a guarantee. You have to put the ball away, bury the game, kill the game before things could get out of hand. You don't want Sporting to have that chance. You don't want to keep them in the game, and that's exactly what we did by not getting that goal right before halftime. And then you started seeing a difference, and then the substitutions were the key for Sporting, and they got a good result. I'm sure they wanted the 3 points, but a tie is better than a loss, and it's definitely going to help them on the standings for sure. I think a tie is a good result for Sporting at the Dragão. It's good. It's good for them. I think they would have settled. They would have definitely settled for that going into this game.
Oh yeah, for sure. Now we got the two comeback guys of the weekend, right? First, we're gonna add some sugar, and then we're gonna put some ice. You get that? All right, Mikey, give me some sugar, baby.
Yeah, Marcos Leonardo, Sugar Ray.
Yeah.
It's been I can't wait for the season to be over. I've said this already. I think Ruben feels the same way.
I've been waiting for it for months, man. Since I met Luzil, I wanted it over.
It was a good second half. I'm sick of seeing my fans fighting with each other. I am just sick of everything, the way this season has gone. But that second half was they came out, they fought, came back. And this team has lacked fight down the stretch. This team lacks confidence completely. After the 5-0 loss at the Dragão, it was never the same again. The confidence was shot. That's why we lost the penalty shootout in the Europa League. There was no confidence to step up and take it. Finally, we got a little bit here. Braga's been in some weird form too, so we made the most of it, but I was happy with the result, happy with the win. But again, it's kind of because second place was kind of already our destiny. So it's playing out the calendar now and waiting for a break from this.
Yes, sir. Mr. Derek Gomez, your team was on the other side of the wall. Everybody was dead. And then the powers of the Night King.
Absolutely.
He undid everyone else. Got the army of White Walkers to get it done in 60 seconds.
Indeed. I do think that what happened during the week sort of carried into that game. It felt a little strange. The whole thing happened with him going to London. Then he gave the team 2 days off. They're heading into the big, this massive game against Porto. We took Tuesday and Wednesday totally off, and we started training for the game on Thursday. And obviously, he had to talk about his trip to London. So it was just a strange run up to the game. It was a strange starting 11. It was a starting 11 that totally failed. If it was like the Family Feud, you'd see like the big X come on. The starting 11 totally failed. The Gonzalo Inacio experiment at left back, that didn't work. Paulinho leading the line, he was completely ineffective. That didn't work. The first half, Sporting was essentially creating Porto's chances. So many unforced errors. It started with Franco Israel. I don't know, where that, pass came from. Then, as Rui pointed out, it could have been 3-0 right at the end of the first half. And again, it was Daniel Bragança he had possession of the ball, slips and falls. It could have easily been 3-0. Then, I do agree with Rui. The substitutions made all the difference. I know that, the Night King, obviously. But coming in with, Pat Morita and Nuno Santos, those guys made a humongous difference in the team. Morita really came in there, played great, stabilized the midfield. And Nuno Santos was, one of the, you started seeing Sporting appear in the final third, and it had a lot to do with him. You see a lot of balls coming in from the left side. And he was behind, the first goal. Marcus Edwards, in the 4 minutes that he was in, was able to, to create the goal.
Yeah.
The
assist.
4 minutes, man.
Yeah, he did in 4 minutes what Trincão couldn't do in 90. So, yeah. So, we came back tight. It felt like a victory, because, I do agree with you. We were dead. I was sitting Indian style on the ground. I was totally demoralized. I thought it was, we were dead. Porto controlled the game. But going back, I sort of feel for Porto because, I've been going through this for 30-something years. Porto's season is basically, what can go wrong has gone wrong. They're sort of the Sporting of this season, But it's a tie that felt like a victory, and we're 1 point closer to the title.
Yes, sir. Now that's Mauricio Ruan.
Yeah, it's what I mentioned. I honestly do. I think that carried into the game. It was just, and then his press conference again was also, weird. Where essentially his explanation was, well, it didn't seem like a bad idea at the time.
Yeah, that was.
Then he's like, on second thought, I guess it wasn't a good idea.
I should have got those 14 shots, right? I should have taken just 3 shots instead of 14, right? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, Mauricio, thank you for joining us here with your comments. He's a big fan of Gold TV. And so I'm going to mention this real quick, okay? Before I jump into our topics here, and especially with the Porto game. So I got this interaction with this guy. I ended up blocking him because then when you go cuckoo, it's like, all right, conversation's not going anywhere, right?
Yeah.
He came up with this thing complaining about Gold TV not in the lineup for the channels and the whole strategy for the company was also like, dude, man, this is the guy. Do you own a broadcast company or something? Are you freaking who you are, man? Who are you? And it was like, all right, all right, broadcaster savant that put it in, right? Tell me what you need to. What exactly are you talking about? And the guy came with this long strategy, and he called me, no, because you're so old and this and that, and I just met you. I didn't even know who you were before today. Okay, so this is my fault. Your football doesn't show Gold TV, so you're blaming me for that, huh? And the company should be moving.
It's on my Fubo. I don't know what Fubo he's using.
I'm not talking about some football, man. Why you complaining about me? And anyway, it was just I just want to throw it out there because it was funny. But anyway, Rui, I got this for you, right? So there's Arsenal, Benfica, and this game, right? The Arsenal game, the Clásico, and the first, I'm gonna say 60 minutes of this game against Sporting. The question is this: so why in the world Sergio Conceição and Porto cannot get that type of performances on a weekly basis? That's the main question, the $1 million question, the $1,500 million question, actually.
Yeah, I mean, my answer's as good as everyone else's here. I don't know. We've talked about this, and I think we can all agree that Porto plays better when they're playing against a team on the same quality or even better, right? Outside of the
34 games.
Yeah. Outside of the Sporting game, the first matchup, Sporting dominated that game from the get-go all the way to the end. Outside of that, when they play Porto in the first, 28 minutes against Benfica in the first leg, they were playing very well.
Mm-hmm.
In the Champions League against Barcelona, in both games, they played very well. Both legs against Arsenal, especially the first one, they played very well, and they hung on in the second leg. I honestly, it's just I don't know if it's the players' mentality. I think it's an amalgamation of everything. I think there's a lot of distraction going on in the board throughout the entire election that no one is really talking about. Sergio doesn't want to talk about it. The players don't really speak too much on any sort of distractions or their opinions on whatever is going on. And I don't know. I think it could be the tactics, the players' mentalities, just not having the best season too. Against the smaller teams, they just can't break it down. They've made clumsy mistakes. They've made fundamental errors that led to goal. I mean, you look at the stats for this year, Porto's defense I think it's still the best in the league, or it was the best in the league in terms of goals allowed. But when you see them actually defending, it's not really good. And the quality of goals that they let up, it's cost them points. They should do better, and they haven't. And then on top of them just not getting those chances, breaking down the smaller teams, they're settling for draws. They're not burying these goals. They've been struggling against the smaller teams, and at the end of the day, at the end of the season, that's what counts most. You have to break down the smaller clubs that are very compact, the ones that make you go. That go crazy, that make your life difficult. Benfica and Sporting this year have done much better, and Sporting, they've been the better team throughout the entire season. They've been breaking down everyone, whether it's Porto, Benfica, and any team that's in front of them. You can't say the same about Porto, and then Benfica is just a step or two behind that. So Porto just can't break anyone down, and there's a lot of issues going on, especially with Sergio's tactics, I guess. Or his approaching games just are not, they're not gelling with the players. It's just, there's a lot of things that are wrong that should be a lot better. Because I still think that Porto's roster is very good. It's just this team is just not gelling.
No, absolutely. No, and now the element in Porto that is one of the players that is being criticized. One of the most that is being criticized is Pepe, and Pepe played. I think he played the best game of the season. If you asking me, and then this is exactly what you've been asking from Pepe all season long, to be that kind of player that can give you a goal and an assist, and also break down the defense, be the difference maker. And you know what? I was just watching the game. and it's like, why? Where's that? Why you're not that hunger in the other games? Because
Yeah.
he showed that he was just wanna eat the world alive on this match.
Yeah. It's hard to describe Pepe. He's shown, well, I guess against Benfica and Sporting, he's shown that he can finish in the, inside the box. In other games, when he has these opportunities, it's like within 10 yards, he cannot finish. But if I had to describe Pepe, because he's playing as mostly he's playing as a midfielder, number 10, sort of. If Roberto Firmino was a number 10 or a midfielder, that's Pepe, where he's just doing more hard work and he's not going to be stat padding in terms of assists and scoring or anything like that. I think Pepe is a very good player, but I think he's playing out of his natural position. I think he's flourished more when he played more as a winger, but that's not where he's good because he can play a lot of positions, but he's never going to play his actual position because he can play right back, he can fill in the midfield, he can play on the wing, he can play almost as a second striker, he can do everything. So when you have a player like that is so versatile, Sergio's going to be like, okay, well, I have my son that can play on right wing, I already have Galeno on the left wing, and if João Mario is not playing good, I can throw you there, but if he is playing good and I know you're a good player, I'm going to have to stick you somewhere. It's just... I feel like he just is never going to reach his maximum potential in terms of playing at his natural position at Porto because he's just so versatile and he can play so many different positions. And Sergio is that type of guy that, doesn't care what you're good for or like how good you can be at one position. He wants what's best for the team, and what's best for the team is that he can play multiple positions.
But there's an issue. He's not Tecatito Corona. He's not.
No, he's not because Tecatito couldn't play in the midfield.
Remember that season when he got the MVP? He was the Porto, and freaking 7 different positions. But the point was that he was so freaking good that season that he excelled on every position that Sergio used.
I agree with that. I think Tecatito was a much more effective player. Two different kinds of players, even though they're playing like almost the same positions. But he's not a Tecatito. Tecatito was amazing. He was an incredible dribbler. He was fun to watch. He was electric. He was. But Pepe is a true Porto player. He has that energy, that aggression, and that versatility. And he's got that fire in him, as you saw when he scored that goal. When he scores goals and when he makes these big plays, he just gets fired up. But it's just I don't know. I don't know what to make of him sometimes. But he's a good player. I'm happy he's on the team. But I wish we could see him at his natural position more.
All right, guys. We got this question from Mauricio, and then we're gonna move to the Benfica, to the Lisbon guys. Rui, will you bring Sergio back or new direction with Vilas Boas? I feel new president will get a new guy.
Just got a new contract.
Yeah, he just got a new contract. Yeah.
Questions are going away.
I'll bring him back. Grenade and throwing it as you leave.
Yeah.
Sergio's given so much to this club, and I know there's a lot of Portistas that understand. Most Portistas understand that, but to bring him back, I think he deserves it because he's given us so much, and he's done a couple of miracles, so it's hard to just deny it. But I do think if he does come back, this is his last season. And I think Villas-Boas sees that and understands that too. So I do see him staying another season. If not, I mean, we're definitely going to be seeing a completely different coach with a different approach to these games. I don't think we're going to be seeing this sort of almost like a Atletico Madrid type of football at Porto. I think you're going to see a lot more possessive, high pressing football. It's going to fit the Porto way, but you're just going to see a much more modern. And fluid football than you would see under Sergio Conceição.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now we're going with the boys from the capital. We're going to go red first because they play first. That's the only reason. I have no particular order of preference. as you know, even though Mike said that I got some preference and sexual preference with Porto at some point.
That was like 5 years ago.
He's over it now.
I've matured.
Mikey, listen. So we were talking about Angelito Di Maria and all the insane amount of minutes that he's been playing all season long, but he was the man, of course, before Sugar Ray came into the picture of the movie, right? But he was the man. He was the man for your team. Huh?
He had the game-winning assist. He put the ball right on Neres' head. You couldn't miss that one. Yeah, I mean, you can say what you want about him, but he gets the job done in the end. Has he been mismanaged? Yeah, but has he been a problem? No, he's not the problem. No. Not at all. He's done exactly what you would expect from a player of his caliber at his age coming back to this league. He could. Yeah, he's played too many minutes probably, but he probably, what people I don't think understand is he's probably got the right to say how much he's going to play. Part of the deal of bringing him back is probably promising him that he plays as much as he wants, as long as he's not hurt. I mean, you don't bring in a player like that into this league without making some kind of promise, because he didn't come for the money. He could go get money anywhere.
Anyway, that's for sure.
And I don't even think he's on that big of a salary. So, especially for the type of player he is. So he came to get the minutes to play. He came to play, and well, he's gotten he's gotten his money's worth. He's got more mileage this season than in the last 5 combined, but he still gets it done. I mean, yes, you need to make changes to the team to compensate for what he won't do, but anybody who has a player at that level has to make those kinds of adjustments. Messi doesn't run back and defend either. I mean, the players around him adjust. Ronaldo doesn't come back and defend. The players around him adjust. It's just it's comes with the territory of having a player like that in your team. And when he gets that ball on that left foot, he can still make magic. It's not every time, but when it's on, it's on. And in moments, he's still brilliant.
Now let me ask you this: when Ricardo scored the goal, will you feel confident, like, okay, it's just a goal, we're gonna make this, we're gonna turn this game around, it's gonna happen? I know the team is in good shape, and we're gonna make it happen, we're gonna turn this game around.
When Braga scored
at that moment, my thoughts were that, fuck, I'm so mad now, because now these guys are gonna lose, and I'm not calling Sporting game on Sunday. I was thinking of that, man. I was so mad, but no, please. It was like, come on, man. Come back.
I wasn't worried, because we had nearly scored a couple times already. We'd hit the bar, and I thought we'd at very, we'd pull level, and then then we'd have one of those games where down the end, we'll see what'll happen. But I didn't think the game was over by any means. I wasn't worried.
I mean, not over, but that you're going to be in trouble.
I mean, I knew we were going to have to. I didn't expect 3-1, but I thought we were going to at least get a draw. I didn't think we were going to lose that game.
And, at that very second, I was like, man, I was mad. But then I was, all right, calm down, because and then I remember the stats. And the stats of Braga coming into the lose. Like 6 trips to the lose to win. Yeah. So I was like, this is going to happen. They're going to turn this game around. But who surprised me that he was not in that level. Like, he hasn't been in that level for a while. I would say a good 6 weeks or so.
I'm with you. He's petered out. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's petered out. Yeah. But this is normal for Rafa. This is what every season he peters out at some point. He plays really, really up here for 3-4 months and then comes back to earth. I mean, and I think he actually kept his level higher this season than he has in the past couple seasons. And the problem is we had to rely on him this season. In the past, we didn't have to rely as heavily on him. We had other options. So that also wears on a player. And the space wasn't there for him to do what he wants to do. That's the other problem for Rafa. He's very one-dimensional. If he doesn't have the space to run into, he doesn't really offer you all that much else. Against certain opponents, it's perfect for him. But in this league, as teams back up, and once Braga go ahead, they're not taking too many more chances. They're going to sit in and they're going to close down passing lanes, and he's going to have trouble finding space to run onto. And right now, Kokshu is on form, and, who would have thought? But he's now the one on form. So, I mean, I said this last week. If Rafa's not going to renew his contract, he doesn't need to play anymore this season. There's nothing more to be gained from using him. Let Kokshu play. Yeah. Let's start building for next season. That's what I want to see done. I don't want to see, hanging on to these guys that are going to leave just to get to 85 points to say we got 85 points at this point, because it doesn't really
same thing with Taremi. I don't think he should be playing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
What's the point of playing that guy anymore?
Yeah.
Who, Taremi?
Yeah. When he came into the game, he got booed. What's the point of playing?
I know, right? I know. Now, will you boo? Will you boo Taremi?
No, I take the good with the bad, and I appreciate.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those. I don't hate Taremi. I don't blame him. I don't think a lot of this is his fault. I do think he should have left, but he's here because the board didn't sell him. They should have sold him.
They should have sold him.
I think he wanted to go too. So you know what? It's not entirely his fault. And if he's having a bad season, he's having a bad season. He's been great for us, and he cost us 5 million euros.
Yeah.
He was a huge surprise. He was a huge piece to winning the league a couple of years ago. He's had great performances in the Champions League. How can anyone really hate him? We have plenty of quality up front to make up for his loss or none of his appearances or whatever. We should be scoring more even without him. This was a season to do well without him and not rely on him. So it's not his fault. And I don't hate him. I don't hate on him at all. I wish him the best. I'm grateful for him, and that's it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you this, right? So my boy here, Derek Gomez, he always texts me when before the game and during the game. Something clever.
I thought I was the only one that did that.
Wait, you guys text each other? How come I'm not part of this?
No,
I messaged Nino all game long.
All right.
I want to hear my name on TV.
So Nino only messages me when Porto is playing trash. It's like, what's going on, man? I'm like,
I know, right? Right. So Derek texts me this Victor on the bench.
Yeah.
Victor on the bench. But I was expecting something else. After the goals, the first goal, the second goal, halftime, nothing. He was mute, absolutely mute.
Yeah.
And at the very end, then when he said, "This draw is the first time it feels like a win." Right, this draw feels like a win. It did feel like a win, but tell me that you were not pooping yourself at in the 85th minute.
Oh yeah, no, I was defeated. People were looking at me. They looked at me. They're like, I looked suicidal. I was defeated, man. I was just like, this is fucking terrible. No, I mean, they were creating. I mean, you go 80 minutes and you essentially did not create a single goal-scoring opportunity. It was tough to watch. It really was. I mean, the first half, really, got me down because it was these unforced errors were just driving me nuts. I mean, we talked about Franco, but I mean, Diomande was an absolute nightmare in this game. There were times where it was just like you're looking at the guy and you're like, have you played football before? These like passes, like infantile passes, these bad touches, and it was just giving the ball away without any pressure. I mean, it's one thing if you're getting pressed and they fight and they win the ball, but these were unforced errors with like nobody around and you're just passing it to Porto. I mean, that first half really just, it just, the way that Sporting came into that game, the whole build up into this week. I mean, I wasn't surprised that the first half went the way that it did. Putting Gonçalo Inácio as the left back, obviously, did not work. I think what it did is it threw off Sporting's equilibrium. It threw off the way that they're accustomed to playing. So, those modifications in the second half and the way that those guys came in, really did make all the difference. That, and it's also, you can also point the finger at Porto. I know Porto was, controlling the game. But I think that, they were dropping their lines. They did concede a lot of possession. And I hate when Sporting does this. When Sporting has the lead and they drop and they concede possession, you're controlling the game. You're cutting off passing lanes. You're getting into those channels. I understand. But what you do is when you give a team, sustained possession, you're giving them opportunities to, to finally construct something. And, even though Sporting didn't really construct much, one of those balls was going to finally get through. It was Gonçalo Inácio. When they put him back at his original position, that's when you got the most out of him. And he made that long pass, that what he's good at, and then Nuno and the quick reaction, that that quick cross, and then you knew that Victor was going to put that away, right in front of the box, right in front of the keeper. And it was just, I think that Porto just gave Sporting all that sustained possession that finally one of the balls got through. And it almost looked like, Porto at that point got rattled. They were sort of shell-shocked that just happened because, they were just going to see out the victory. And then Sporting took advantage and scored like 1 minute later. So, when you come back, away against a rival, when it looks like you're dead and you find a way to get a point, it's such like a satisfying, it's a feeling of satisfaction. But it's we're 1 point closer. Yeah,
yes, sir.
We just got to go in there and take care of business on Saturday.
And you know what I was going to tell you also. Hold on. There's a question here from Mauricio. I'm going to pose a question here. Derek Gobb, if Jurgens plays from a start, could have pulled it out. I agree. Ignacio as a left back was not it.
Who knows? Who knows? The game did change, when Victor came in. He started stretching Porto's defense. He was getting into those spaces. He was forcing the guys to go out wide. You finally started seeing Porto's defense a little uncomfortable, whereas, Paulinho was absolutely ineffective. He wasn't stretching the defense. He wasn't making those runs. He wasn't giving Porto any problems. Sporting was forced to take shots outside the box. But all of a sudden, when you saw Victor come in, you did see, Sporting get closer. You started seeing Sporting, get in there in the final third. He was drawing the defenders. He creates space for everybody. He's he is a game changer. And because, Sporting is so accustomed to playing with him that they looked lost playing without him. And you really saw that. You really saw that in the first half. So, if he does go this summer, and in all likelihood he's going to go, next year is going to be very interesting without him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The Amorim effect, right? The Amorim effect. You talked about it already. You mentioned it already about this series of decisions that led the team into this kind of first 45 mess that they finally escaped. They luckily escaped.
They did. It was luck. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. It was, but I think that they left that behind. I think that this, whatever happened in that week.
It's over.
And they just left behind. It's just left behind, and they're gonna attack these next 3 rounds.
Yeah, I think going forward, it's business as usual. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And you getting Portimonense out of Alvalade. I'm expecting no less than 5. Okay, just tell Amorim that I'm expecting less than 5.
This is almost impossible, but I looked up this fact. It's true. Portimonense has gone to Alvalade 20 times, and they've lost 20 times.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy!
Oh.
20.
Oh man!
And I'll tell you right now,
you should have never said that.
The stadium's going to be on fire on Saturday. It's going to be 50,000 people. It's going to be a green tsunami. And it's going to come down to, I mean, if those first 20 minutes, if you see a goal go in those first 20 minutes, then it can get really out of hand.
Yeah.
Well, if Portuguese is 0 for 20, Famalicão is 0 for 13 against Benfica, right? But they got a couple of draws, and that's the result that you cannot have. I know. Let me sell it, Mikey. Let me sell it. I know you're telling me that.
These are friendly games.
For points. But let's play, man. Come on, play with me. Play along with me.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, if somehow Sporting doesn't win, well, had they lost, then it would have been a little more feasible. But they only need 4 points, and one of the games is Chaves, so they only need a draw in these 2 games before then. So, I mean, I don't have any hopes. They're not losing. They just need to draw against either Portimonense or Estoril and then beat Chaves, and they're champions. So,
and that's it, right? That's it. So that hold on a second. Let me check the. Is Portimonense at home, and which one is the other one at home?
Chaves. The last game at home. Yeah.
The last game is at home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, against Chaves. I think they're going to probably use that game to. They're going to use that game to try to get Victor over 30 goals. That's what they're going to try to do.
They're going to have the green spray paint.
They're going to green spray paint. They're going to try to get Victor.
They're going to wear the face paint.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my, man. You know what? I said this on air, right? In about Sporting, that the way that they enter the season, the way that they are, they face every single week, every single game, going at it in showing the character that of a champion throughout the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what's getting Sporting at this position now. To have the future and the destiny in their own hands.
Yeah, no, I think they've. I mean, if you just look at the football, not the points. I think they played the most dominant football.
Mm-hmm. And consistent.
Consistently. I mean, I've never seen this many times where Sporting. It just. I mean, I've seen so many blowouts this season. Something that I'm totally not accustomed to. 3s, 4s, 5s. We've seen a 6. We've even seen an 8. It's just this constant onslaught of offensive football. It's spearheaded by Victor. Victor going because Victor can attack you from the right, from the left, from the middle. And I just think that watching Sporting and watching the teams defending Sporting, that playing Sporting is exhausting. Because there's just this, they move the ball so quickly, so sharply. They play so much more vertical now. That I think that's why you're seeing the multiple goals, the 3, 4, 5, because the teams just from a defensive standpoint they just get exhausted, and you hit to that 70th, 80th minute, and then Sporting will put another 2, 3 goals in. And I mean, I think it's been a dream season. I've been following this team for over 30 years. I've never seen a season like this. I'm probably never going to see another season like this again, So I'm just going to enjoy it.
Now, I just got a question for Mikey. Mikey, how much money do you have on that game, man?
I don't have any money. No money. I don't put money on teams I actually root for.
You're rooting for who? For America or Pachuca?
Yeah, no, I've been an America fan since I was a kid. Before there was MLS, this is what I had to watch was Liga MX, so...
Yeah.
So now, let me ask you this, because I really hate America, man. Those spoiled brats, man, and they think that they are the freaking Manchester United of
they're the Real Madrid of CONCACAF.
Huh?
They're the Real Madrid of CONCACAF.
CONCACAF, I know, man. That's the thing. That's the problem with the Mexican teams, man. With all due respect.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. I know what it is. Don't lie, man. Don't lie. You know what it is? Is that they believe that their league is the Premier League. No. It's better than the Premier League. Right.
That same goes for Flamengo fans too. They're the same way in Brazil. The Flamengo fans thought they should have won the Club World Cup against Liverpool. Like,
boy, but they have 5 World Cups, man.
Now, but not. I mean, not now though. They have them in the past.
I know, but it's a different league. It's a different animal when you talk about Flamengo. Now, question about Flamengo, no, not about Flamengo, but about the Brazilians. So this guy wrote to me the other day, and told me that, hey Nino, by the way, do you want an advice? I was like, yeah, sure, man. And he was like, it's well, you say Pochi, but that's the Brazilian way.
Yeah, it's the Brazilian pronunciation.
It's Poch. Poch, so it's Poch.
Pot. Yeah.
So pote, like that.
Pot. Yeah.
Pot.
Pote, not Pochi.
Like the English word pot.
Okay. Like
that's what it's based on.
Yeah.
I like it better the other way. I don't know. I like
it. Sounds better.
Yeah.
Nah, come on.
A little flair.
No. Ooh, okay, we got into that. I like that. So Rui, no, Derek, so I drive you crazy when I say Pochi. And it's like, come on, you could just say Pochi. I don't care, just let me score goals. I'll be happy.
No, you got your style, Nino. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to cram your style. So.
and you know what? I was really kind of concerned actually on your game because she sent me also this message, right? You've been the lucky charm, man. You've been the lucky charm for Sporting. So now you're not calling this game. We're not going to win this game.
Yeah. You're the lucky charm, man.
Wait, tell me.
Are you calling this? Are you calling Saturday?
You were concerned that I was not calling the game. Tell me.
Oh, of course. Okay, everything for me, everything needs to be the same now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want So we need the same commentator for the game. So we need you for the final 3 games.
Yeah, I already talked to the producer. Don't me out of those 3 games, man. Don't. I got every Sporting game, the next 3 games.
Yeah.
Don't you dare.
You have to be there on the championship call. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember, you know what? And I'm not sorry, Mikey, that I'm going to bring this up, but I was so excited when I called that out. That championship of Porto at Stade de Luz. Rui, was that something else? Rui, I think which one is better? Which one would you like better? Would you like to be to crown your team as at home or on like it happened at the Luz?
At Salão de Festas?
Yeah. See.
Sorry, Mike.
Yo, it's all right. When you get to win, when you win, you get to say that.
Yeah, but it's been a couple of years, right? When you have an opportunity to do that, that's always epic to win at Estádio da Luz, to clinch the title, especially in that fashion too, in the last minute
after the 2 centimeters, right?
After that's right.
Right.
So I thought that was a game that we were going to lose, and somehow we pulled through and just got the job done there. But if you have that opportunity, definitely. But it's always sweet too. If you don't have that opportunity, it's always sweet to win it at home. You always want to win it at home.
So you'd rather win it at home than win it away?
No. I'd rather win it over there. Yeah.
The best part of that, right, was we turned the ball over on that corner kick, right? And you guys are going down to win the league. And Tarap is running, and the referee's running right past him. He's trying to chase down the ball, and the referee was outrunning Tarap down the field.
Were you guys gunning for that? Because everyone was in the box. Were you guys gunning for a goal? Yeah.
They were trying to win the game.
Yeah, because if Porto drew that game, they were going to be champions anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So it was just trying to get
3-2, right? 3-2 was it? Right? 3-2, right?
It was 1-0. 1-0.
Yeah.
I do, right? It was I do.
Saidu, yes.
Yeah.
Long goal. 9 meter 94.
That's another guy that I'll never hate, even though a lot of people hate him.
Yeah. Tarap is the one player I never liked.
Why, man?
I see him in the lineup and I just throw my phone and not want to watch the game every time, game after game.
It's like me and this guy.
That was talented.
Me and this
The
guy.
guy was so talented. I mean, Tarat, I love it, man.
It doesn't translate. I mean, he lost balls. The referee outruns him. I mean, He's just a player. I didn't like his game.
I guess I don't know if you know this story, right? But by the way, I rather win on my rivals.
Any day.
Right? But it happened to us here in Peru last year, right? It happened to us in December. You know what they did? I think you know, right? You know that? No, you don't know the story.
Did they shut the lights off and turn on the sprinklers?
The lights off.
Yeah.
But did they turn the
lights
sprinklers?
That was a classic.
But did they turn
moment.
the sprinklers?
Yeah.
Because at Benfica, they turned the sprinklers on too, not just shut the lights.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that when they turned the sprinklers on. That was
wow.
Yeah.
But it's this is a special feeling. It's a special feeling. Hey guys, let me ask you this. So I was calling the different games this weekend, and I got into this. I got this weird game that I got. It was the Moreirense.
Portuguese. That's 2-0.
Yeah.
Was it Moreirense? Was it? Jeez, I forgot. Was it? Let me see. Hold on a second. Where you go? Right here, and Portimonense,
Yeah.
Moreirense.
Yeah.
Portimonense, Moreirense. And somebody, listen to this, all right? Somebody posted this comment when I was calling that game, saying that, hey, Portimonense, this did for you, and la la la. This guy said, hey, Portimonense is not going down, man. It's not going down because everything is already set up for Boavista to lose points because of their unpaid salaries. So
yeah.
This is don't worry, man. Portuguese is not going down. They're not going down. And I was like, really? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Could be.
We'll see.
Yeah.
That's because Portimonense avoided relegation a few seasons ago that way because Vitória Setúbal got relegated because of failure.
Yeah.
And they stayed up when everyone thought they were down. So it's almost like he probably feels like it's the same thing's going to happen again. Yeah.
What did he say? What did he say?
Lucky us. That's our Binky team. That's guaranteed 3 points all the time. That's Benfica's Marítimo, you know?
Benfica's Marítimo, yes.
And Marítimo's not around anymore.
No. Yeah. Nope, they're not going to come up.
They're not going to make it. They're in third place now, right?
Fourth.
The fourth, right? They
have a chance for the playoff to play Portimonense, but
I don't know.
But I don't think they're going to get it.
Yeah.
No, they're not. They're not. Yeah. They're not getting in there. But so the relegation situation here. Okay. I think I can pull this up.
I think it's written in stone.
I think I can.
Those are the bottom three teams.
Me too.
I think Boavista can drop into that 3 still. Yeah. It only takes Silva and Portimonense to win a game.
Let's see what Boavista's got for the remainder of the season here. They still got to play Porto. Gil Vicente. Then they got Vizela.
Who's already down. Okay, so they might stay up with that one.
Yeah.
Would you say, Mike, they're the worst team in Europe?
I said Vizela. Earlier this season, I said Vizela has to be the worst team in a top 10 first division in Europe, I think is what I said.
Yeah. Chaves isn't too far behind, though.
No, they're not. Chaves is pretty bad.
No. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Chaves,
they started out
Chaves
so
was,
bad.
Chaves was a mess, man. It was a mess.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think they lost.
I wanted to share the thing that
they lose their first 5 games.
I think so.
Lost their first 5 games, and they fired their coach. It just never worked.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
With Chaves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Chaves.
And all right, so this is the thing. All right, it's Boa Vista and Estrella Amadora. I want to take my Gil Vicente, because I love Gil Vicente, man. That stadium, it's just every season, man. Every season, Ciudad de Barcelona Stadium delivers, and they did it again. They did it again this weekend, and I was
Roca had them; they were beat.
Yeah,
I know,
Can't believe it.
I know,
I can't-
and they came
2-0.
back.
Yeah.
They came back.
I didn't think
Boa
Mino was
Vista-
going to have a voice left for the rest of the games after that.
Marisa says Boa Vista without Bosnich was injured. They can't go down. They have no firepower. But the question
They got
is,
Vizela, so.
oh yeah, they got Vizela. So
Yeah.
Although Vizela got a point on Chihuahua this weekend, so.
they did, but they should have won the game, man. I was doing the review, the weekly show earlier today.
Yeah.
They missed these two big chances. I was like, that's why you're going down.
Well, that's what happens when you're in last place. Even when you get the chances, you don't take
nothing.
nothing
Exactly.
comes after. Yeah.
Exactly. You got the opportunity,
Yeah.
and you let us sleep.
Yeah.
You let us sleep.
We can't go.
You let us sleep, and you let us sleep every week.
Right.
That's the problem. It's not the one game. No, it's for the past, I want to say, since March, every single game of these hiccups of the teams at the bottom, it's like you're trying. I mean, you're drowning, and then she's just like, "Hey, do you want a stone lifeguard? By the way, just take them, man." And then just go even deeper. But it's crazy. So who you think? All right, guys. Question. All right, who's gonna? If you gotta pick one team that is not the bottom three, so which one is it? Is it Boa Vista or Estrella Amadora? Which one is the one that you believe that has the most chances to break places with Portugal?
I think it's Boa Vista.
Boa Vista, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I would say so too.
Though I mean, Estrella de Mura just got spanked at home.
Yeah.
It's like 3-0, I think, right?
Yeah, they did.
Wow.
Farense, right?
Yeah, that was sort of a surprising result. But Boa Vista is there's just nothing there.
Yeah. And I think they got what was it? They got 12 points out of their first. No, I think it was
They started well.
13 points out of their. They got 13 points.
If it wasn't for that start
in the first
they'd
5
probably be
games.
heading down.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And they just lost steam, and then they lost steam real quick.
And
shortly after, they just have never been the same.
they got tired of not getting paid.
Yeah, that's what ended up happening.
That too.
It's a long
Yeah.
time to go.
That.
Yeah.
Now, Rui, I got one more question here for you. It's about what is this? Ivan Jaime, right? I just read that.
Yeah, what's going
Yeah.
on there?
Yeah, what's going on there?
Yeah, I guess he's pretty upset. I haven't read. He said that he was.
I guess he's training apart from the team. Him and Tony Martinez and Jorge Sanchez. I was reading.
Tony
wow.
Martinez.
They're not training with the team.
There were 4 players.
There was 4.
Wow.
I know. It was Jorge Sanchez, Tony the Tiger, Ivan Jaime, and there was somebody else. Yeah, there was 4.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the reasons were, but I know. I mean, he seems to be.
Yeah.
Do you guys? Was there any details that came out? Because I wasn't able to know what the actual reasons were for it. But
his agent's been vocal about it that he didn't deserve to train away from the team, apart from the team.
Yeah, that's all I read.
Yeah,
was that.
there was no instances of where he didn't behave appropriately. There was none of that. He didn't lash out at the coach or anything. They're just
I don't know.
They've been cut out of the team. Yeah.
Sometimes when these things happen, there's never really a reason why. Porto's always been a team that's been very secretive in terms of these weird situations that go on with players, why they're benched or they're not in the in the starting 11 or on the bench or whatever it is. It's been a rough season for him. It's been disappointing that we haven't seen a lot of him because he's a very good player. He's very talented. And I think much like Fran Navarro, he had this expectation that he was going to get a bigger role than what he actually got. And it's just frustrating. This whole season has been up and down. It's been a roller coaster, and it's been disappointing on that aspect. Because like I said, we have so many quality players, and we're just playing like this, and you start seeing the same players over and over again, the same approach week in and week out. It's been frustrating, and I don't know what the reasons were for it to have him train and other players train separately from the team. But I'm pretty sure he's frustrated because the team's not doing well, and he's not really getting too many minutes. So it's been a frustrating season for him, for sure.
Yeah, all I'm seeing is his agency talking about this is unacceptable and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it in the past when there's been cases of there's been discipline issues, but that doesn't appear to be the case here.
Yeah.
I think
that's what I find a little bit. I mean, even if a guy is not playing, even if he's sitting on the bench or he's not making he's not being called up for a game, you still train with the team. To train separately usually is linked to some case of some disciplinary issues.
Yeah.
But that's why I find this story to be a little strange. But.
Yeah, I know we had instances from like Marega and Militão a few years ago where they were put on the bench, and there was never an actual reason, but there was a disciplinary thing. We knew it was a disciplinary thing, but we don't know what they did, what caused it, who was wrong, who was right. And that's all we heard from it. But in this case, it's like I don't know what the deal is. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like maybe Sergio needs to like train away from the team for a little bit. I don't know. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Hey, Roy, so this is another question for you. I mean, guys, sorry, I got a lot of questions today for Roy because he's been gone for like 5.5 weeks. So, not 5.5, it's just a couple of weeks. But so
it's been more than that, but
I think so, right? No, but it's all right. Good, man. No worries. Villas Boas won in a landslide.
I was shocked it was that big.
That's the question here. Were you shocked or by this, or you were like, all right, this is gonna be another year under 10 or under the president, but no.
Yeah, I was pretty shocked. I think we all were. We knew it was going to be challenging because there was a lot of Portistas that wanted change, and it was really, really vocal. But then you just start saying like, oh, this is just Twitter. What happens on Twitter isn't reality. And you would think that like a lot of like, the Portistas at home that don't have Twitter, all of Pinto da Costa's friends were all going to vote for him, and he was going to win like 60-40. But that wasn't the case. I think there was a lot. Actually, there was a lot of things that went on that really the board really crossed the line. Pinto da Costa crossed the line, especially a few months ago when they had a meeting and they had to switch from the pavilion or the basketball stadium to the pavilion, and then the ultras and Fernando Madureira started fighting with people that were speaking against the president and all this stuff. I think that really it was a shameful night as a Porto fan, regardless what side of the aisle you were on. Yeah, so I think that really woke a lot of people up, that people's voices among the club were not allowed to be heard simply because the president I don't want to say that he did it, but he didn't want to initiate it.
He created that culture. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think when it broke out like that, it woke a lot of people up, and they were not happy about it. Because at the end of the day, it's this isn't supposed to be politics, and have that sort of frustration like we see on the in the political climate that we have today. This is where Portistas were supposed to be together, and we want one guy, we want the other, but everyone should be heard. It's a members club. It's owned by the sócios.
Right.
You cannot silence basically your owners. The people that fund the club. You can't do that. And I think that woke a lot of people up. And on top of all the other stuff that has been going on with the club, the financial fair play, the mismanagement of transfers, and the players leaving on their contracts expiring, and so many other things, it was bound to happen. I think people just woke up to it, and they see that football is not what it was 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot different now than it was 10, 20 years ago. Football is more modern, and you have to modernize. And I think Villas-Boas has proven that he has that vision to make Porto great, to where they once were.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Hey, Mikey, tell me that you got it. Tell me that you got the games all lined up for us, because we're gonna go with the predictions.
Sure.
Predictions.
Yeah, all I gotta do is click here.
There we go.
1 hour exactly. Just 60 minutes on the clock.
So we start Friday. We got a Friday game. Moreirense hosting Vizela.
It's tough, man. I think it's gonna be a draw. It's gonna be a draw.
No.
It's gonna be 1-1. No
way.
I say 2-0 to Moreirense.
2-0 Moreirense. Do you think Sammy Sand is gonna score?
No.
I'm gonna
Roy,
go
come on,
2-1.
Roy, tell me. Give me
3-1 Moreirense, and Vizel's going to score on an own goal.
It's gonna be 2-1 for Moreirense, but Semi
2-1 Moreirense. All right, Mikey.
Boa Vista, Gil Vicente. Relegation 6-pointer.
Boa Vista, Gil Vicente. I think Gil Vicente is.
I say 2-1 Gil Vicente.
Yeah. 2-1. 2-1 Gil Vicente, yes. Mike, Derek?
I'm going to go 2-1 Gil Vicente as well.
Mikey, you said number? Your
2-1. 2-1.
2-1, everybody? 2-1? Yes?
Yeah.
All right. What's next?
Rio Ave hosting Vitória.
Oh.
This is big.
That's
Vitória's chasing Braga, so.
Just such a pain in the ass to play there.
Yeah. We'll see which way the wind is going.
Yeah.
I think Rio Ave is going to
Thanks, Mike, for not mentioning us, not chasing Braga and Porto, because Mike knows Porto's getting third place.
Porto's getting third place.
Oh, yeah. Porto is getting third place.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, it's not.
That's the game you need to. That's the game you need to call. The last game of the season. Nino, Porto Braga.
Porto Braga. Yeah.
You got to call that one.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I think so.
You know, when I was watching the Benfica game and I saw Braga's lineup, and I'm just thinking to myself, these guys have underachieved so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have such
a great start.
They have such a great starting 11. Like so much quality on that team. They invested so much, and they've just been a giant disappointment. I think they've underachieved big time in my opinion.
That's a disappointment this season for Braga. You could have done so much better. Of
course, yeah.
I'm gonna go with Vitória Guimarães 3-1.
Yeah,
Vitória 3-1. All right.
I'll go 2-0.
2-0.
If it's a Rio Ave game, I always pick draw.
Yeah.
1-1.
Safe bet.
They're the king of the draws.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'll take Rio Ave. I say Rio Ave.
All right.
It's Rio Ave in this one. Yeah.
Okay.
To secure their spot.
Sporting Portimonense.
5-0.
Yeah.
I say 5-0.
5 is my instinct too.
If it's not 6.
Yeah, 5 sounds about right.
Yeah.
I'll be more conservative and say 4.
Oh, look at this guy.
Yeah. No. I don't think Portimonense has a chance in this one.
No.
The energy in that stadium is just going to be
It's too much.
Yeah. I mean, when I was in Lisbon, I went to tons of different sports shops. I went to Sporting's official store, and the jerseys are gone.
They're gone.
They're all sold out everywhere.
Yeah.
I was the only ones that were available were size small. My son lucked out.
Yeah.
But they're gone. I mean, you go to all the stores. You see Porto, you see Benfica. There's no Sporting jerseys. They're all gone. Everyone has jumped on the wagon. So.
Now, let me tell you something about
the green wave.
It's a green wave.
I've been trying to reach him. I've been trying to reach Victor on Instagram and Twitter.
The Night King.
Everywhere, man, everywhere. I was like, hey, you got this podcast, man, Tuga Tuesdays.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, man.
It's okay, Nino. Chelsea won't
You know.
answer me either. I keep
Chelsea,
telling Chelsea to sign him.
But yeah, I try to reach him, guys. We don't know. We might have a miracle, maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Could you imagine Victor Joker's here on our podcast? Our beaches,
Yeah,
it'll be amazing. It'll be amazing.
it would be.
All right.
I'll keep bugging them. The thing is, I cannot write it in on
You gotta keep
Instagram.
on trying.
They're gonna block me, so I
Yeah.
different ways.
Yeah.
It's okay. Well, we'll see. I'm gonna keep trying. I'm not gonna give up. Not gonna. All right, guys. What's the next thing, Mikey?
Chaves Futebol Clube do Porto.
Chaves Porto.
I think we'll actually win this one.
I think you're going to win this one, yeah.
I think we'll win this one. That's Chaves.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be dramatic. I think. I'm telling you.
Listen, the Chaves fans will not come on the field and fight your players, though, so you don't have to worry about that.
Like the last time.
I think we drew to them.
I think you
Yeah,
did.
earlier
You
this
did
year.
at home.
Yeah, in the first.
Yeah, and Nino said that. Yeah, Nino, you called the draw that game too. Hold on a second. No, we beat them.
You beat it?
We did beat them. Yeah, we did 1-0. João Maria scored. There was one game that you called a draw, and I was like, "No way, we're gonna
And
win,"
it
and we actually
happened,
drew.
It was recent, wasn't it? I think it was more
Yeah,
recent.
it was recently. I think it was a Famalicão game.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
it was Famalicão, yeah.
That
I
one,
don't know.
right? That one.
I was just so pissed in that Casa Pia Benfica match when it was 0-0, and then Nino has to open up his mouth and go, Benfica's not winning tonight. It's not gonna happen tonight. Sorry. They're gonna need a miracle. And then 2 minutes later, Artur Cabral scored. I was so pissed.
He did the reverse on
players,
Saturday. He's like, Truman is such a good goalie. Why are maybe keeps the same? He lets the ball go through his legs in the same sentence. Can't win.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'll go 2-1 Porto on this one.
Ooh.
2-1 Porto. I would say 2-1.
2-1.
But late goals. Late goal.
Yeah.
Late
I say
say
2-0.
3-1.
Comfortable 2-0 for Porto.
I'll say 3-1 for Porto.
3-1 Porto.
Thanks, guys.
We're with you on this one.
Thanks. That's the next game, Mikey.
Sunday, we got Farense Estoril.
That's good.
Farense is on form right now.
I'll take Valencia.
I'll take Finesse now too at home.
Yeah.
You guys know I'm taking Fidesz on this one. So no Estoril for
Oh,
me.
yeah.
I hope they get relegated. Yeah, 3-1 Fidesz.
3-1 Valencia. All right.
2-1 Farense for me.
I say 1-0 Finesse.
Me too. I say 1 now. All right.
Aroca Estrela Amadora.
Oof.
Aroca's due for a win.
Is that Aruca, right? Is that Aruca?
Yeah.
Oh my, I'm sorry, Estrella Amadora. They're gonna run you over.
Yeah, I think this is a 3-0 to Aroca.
Yeah, it's gonna be 3.
I'm gonna say 3-0. Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. I'll say 2-0 Aroca. They're at home too, so
Yeah, they're at home.
Yeah.
they
I'll
played really well at home.
3-0. You see Rafa Mujica maybe get a goal or two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Nick, Mikey, what's next?
Braga Casa Pia.
For some
gonna go to
strange
draw.
reason, I think I want to say that too. I want to say 1-1. I want to say 1-1.
Yeah. Yep,
Yeah.
that's my score too.
Let's see one more. Braga, it's been a hit and miss all season long at that.
I think they might get this one. I'm going to go 2-1 Braga.
I was going to say, I think they're going to equal this one out 2-1.
Yeah.
Braga.
2-1.
They're going to be a little
struggle,
drama
but they'll get it.
Last game of the season, that Braga Porto. Yeah.
What's the next one, Mikey?
Famalicão, Benfica.
Oh. You know what? Don't hate me for this, but I think it's going to be a 1-1.
I will be watching that game. If the result goes our way, then
you can be champion.
We can be champions. We can be champions Sunday. If the result goes our way.
Yeah, you can be. What do they call it? Champion on the sofa? Is that
champion on the sofa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you'll play the day before. Yeah.
We're playing the day before, so yeah. But I think Benfica's going to win, though.
I think Benfica's going to win. Yeah, 2-1.
I'm going to go 2-1 as well.
So Benfica plays after Sporting.
Yeah.
And then I don't want them to. I don't want them.
Nobody wants that.
No. I want to change. I want to change it. I want to change it just because I don't want that.
You want a little bit more drama.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Benfica on this one, 1-0, and I think it's gonna be Marcos Leonardo who's gonna come off the bench and score the goal in the 87th minute. Book this one, boys.
Sporting will be
1-0.
away from the title.
80th minute.
Yeah.
Right. And he's gonna jump on the pitch at the 80th minute, right?
Yeah, 85th and score in the 87th.
All right, Mikey. What's next?
That's it.
Those are the ones.
That's
so
it.
was that the Benfica game on a Monday?
No, it's
Sunday.
Sunday night.
Everybody plays Sunday. No Monday game.
No Monday games.
Sporting playing Saturday.
I don't know if there's any more Monday games. Anyways,
right?
Doesn't look like there's any more Monday games. So.
I love Monday games, man. I love it. All right, guys. So let's do the predictions. Thank you, Rui, for coming back. Hopefully,
all right.
Thank you, guys.
We get to
thank you,
see
Nino.
Yeah, thank you, Nino.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nino, for inviting me again. I was afraid that you were gonna release me from the team and cut me, and I would have to go and sign a contract somewhere else on another Tuga Tuesday show.
Tuga Thursdays.
I would have started my own Tuga Tuesday.
The rival Tuga Thursday. Yeah.
Tuga Thursday. Right, guys. Appreciate it. Bye, D'Agostino, Derek Gomez, Rui Pereira. These were the boys for Tuga Tuesdays. Yep. And with that, we're out of here. We'll see you next.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
See you next week, guys.
See you guys.
Next week, guys.